You guys thought you were real cute today. You were trying to make me cry on the air. I told you that John Lennon song, Beautiful Boy. I'm not capable of crying unless I hear that song. For some strange reason, it strikes a chord with me. So, is there anything that does that for you? Any song out there?
Well, let me just go to the first thing. Obviously, if we're talking about that song in particular, it's a father singing to a son. I'm assuming now your oldest son realizes that that only really happened with your youngest
Well,
son.
much like John Lennon, I got a second chance at fatherhood.
Right.
He's singing to his boy about can't wait till you get bigger, and it never happens.
Yeah.
You know how that story ends,
Right.
tragically.
It did. And again, I don't know what I don't believe you weep over anything. I don't believe you even have that emotion in you. I don't know if Dr. John perhaps has tried to pull that out of you and said, I'm just going to give him this. I'll just say, Beautiful Boy makes me cry. But there was a moment today when we did start playing the song, and I looked at you and I got nothing. So I'm not really sure that I
Well, I
believe.
took off the headphones. I couldn't hear the song. I was doing a read, as we call it in the business, for the Georgia Swarm.
So is there anything in particular? Is it just about the wow, look what he is now, and this is kind of cool, but it's going to be even better down the road?
Yeah.
Is that what you get out of this?
Yeah, I can't wait to
Very
see you grow old and never happens.
All right, so we having a moment of honesty?
Yeah.
There's a song by Tim McGraw called "My Little Girl." That one will get me because that one's sort of about your firstborn. And again, I don't have "Beautiful Boy" in my repertoire because I have two daughters. I don't think there's been a song called "Beautiful Girl." There probably has been. It's probably by Maroon 5 or somebody, but that one's not really overly emotional. But yeah, "My Little Girl" by Tim McGraw would probably be the one
Cry.
that gets me. There's another
Can you
one,
cry
too.
on command?
Um,
I've known people that can. I think
like-
you have to
like
be
with one tear. Like, do I really need to sell it?
Is it right to say that if somebody can cry on demand, on command, however you want to put it,
Yeah.
are they a sociopath?
So I will ask you this before I answer that.
All right.
Your inability to cry, does that make you more of a sociopath?
It's a good question because I'm not really sure I have that in me.
Yeah.
The ability to cry occasionally here and there.
I do think your ability to cry on demand can work both for you and against you. I think the for you moment could be, wow, that he's just really moved and touched by that. And I think you can gain some, look, I'm not telling you I don't even want to do this. I'm telling you there are certain ways that you could actually work your magic perhaps with the young ladies.
Yeah.
Do you think the vulnerability of being able to cry is a way that could actually work?
I think men have done that,
Yeah,
and
I
I
do too.
think that makes you a sociopath. So the inability to cry or the ability to cry whenever you need to cry, I
Right.
think in both of those instances, you are indeed a sociopath.
So what we're saying is, if you're in the middle, you can't cry on command, you can cry once in a while, but you're not at the other end when you can't cry at all. I think middle ground is probably where most of us do live, correct?
Most of us. I don't think I live in that middle ground, so you think I'm a sociopath. Is that
Oh,
what
no-
you're saying?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right.
I will also, and by the way, my wife suffers from that. My wife can't cry. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
It's like you
Didn't it
deal
get-
with your wife at work and you
Right.
deal with your wife when you go home.
Right.
You
So-
are married to a sociopath and you work with a sociopath.
I'll give you, well, I didn't say that actually.
Well, it
I'll give
sounded
you one
like
more.
you
Leanne Womack, I Hope You Dance. That one can also get me because that one I think about when I think about my other daughter. So I got this one and I got this one. Everything else, I can take it or leave.
Dancing on the Ceiling kind of makes me cry because I cry at what happened to Lionel Richie. Ruined his career.
Ebony and Ivory actually affects me that way as well. I cry openly and I weep for everything in the Beatles catalog when I hear that.
And at the risk of sounding like an old man, I weep for our future. These kids today.
All right. I'm crying that we actually went this long on this thing. Look at me. Look at me. You see that? Zoom in. There it is. It's a tear. It wasn't really.
Someone get him a tissue.